Hi, I'm John Bader, author of Dean's List. I'm here today with Julie Lythcott-Haims of Stanford University. It's great to have you here, Julie.
Thanks, John. Great to be here.
My first question is this. Families have a right to be puzzled over why majors don't seem to translate into specific careers. Liberal arts colleges say that's okay. What do you think?
At Stanford, we know that the purpose of a liberal arts education is to grow a mind, is to grow a young person into the intellectual adult version of themselves. And so we think of our majors as a great way to grow that mind muscle. And we know that it will prepare them for any number of rewarding careers upon graduation from Stanford.
So what is the point of having a major? Why are they such an important part of the American college experience?
I think it's hard to develop intellectually without some kind of goal, some kind of focus and pursuit. So a major course of study gives somebody a set of topics, a focus, a discipline that becomes the locus for their intellectual development. We want our students to understand concepts broadly, but we also want them to dive rather deeply into the subject, into the study of a particular field. And so the major allows for that concentration. But the major isn't the only thing they study. There's plenty of room within those 4 undergraduate years to explore broadly as well. So they get both.
What do you think are the best reasons to pick a major, and what are the worst reasons?
The worst reason to pick a major is because you think you should study that, or everybody is studying that, or this is the up-and-coming major. I don't believe in any of those things. I don't think there's value in that kind of thinking. When I'm talking with my students, what I preach over and over again is study what you love. If you have the courage to study what you love, you're going to go to every class. If you have the courage to study what you love, you'll do all the reading. You might even do the extra reading. You'll go to office hours. Why? Not because someone told you you should, but because you realize there's value in engaging one-on-one with the scholar in that field. In short, if you study what you love, you'll exhibit all of the behaviors that lead to the outcome you desire as a student, which is the impressive transcript. If you study what you love, you're going to look good on paper, in addition to having acquired the wonderful skills you do acquire by studying a major. And doors of opportunity will be open to you upon graduation.
I imagine that your humanities majors go on to do all kinds of things. Many careers, not just in education. Why is that?
The humanities and arts are worth studying in their own right and in furtherance of careers beyond the humanities and arts. I think the humanities is probably the best way, certainly not the only place, but perhaps the best way to develop those close reading skills, those critical thinking skills, the ability to analyze different competing, contrasting arguments, and to become comfortable as a thinker, dwelling in those unknown spaces in between the obvious right and wrong, good and bad, truth and fiction, if you will. The humanities allows a person to really exercise and flex their intellectual muscle, their mind. And so it prepares people for careers in the humanities, but for careers across the board.
Julie, my last question is about double majors. A lot of students seem to want to major in 2 or 3 different things. They think a double major is better than one. Is it?
John, I think they do it because they think they should. There's a lot of pressure today for students to acquire elements for their resume, and they think, well, if one major is good, then 2 majors must be better. And we really want to disabuse our students of that notion. When you double major, it precludes you from diving deeply into the first major. There's simply often not enough time to do both meaningfully. So when I'm confronted with a student who thinks they want a double major, I'll ask, what is that about? Is it really that there are 2 different subjects that you'd like to study at that great depth, or are you just trying to accumulate that second major because you think it'll look good? Often it's appropriate. Often it's not. Here's what I tell students. Take the classes you're interested in that second major, but pay little attention to whether it adds up to a minor or adds up to a second major. A graduate school and employer is going to be more interested in what you know and what you can speak about, rather than that it actually added up to a second major.
If you want to learn more about these issues or the 11 habits of highly successful college students, do check out Dean's List. And thanks for listening.